Hej allihopa! As you can see in the title, this is going to be a pregnancy update. I went back and looked at the last one that I did, or actually the first one and the last one, and I realized it's been 6 weeks or even almost 7 weeks since I uploaded that video, so it's definitely time for another update. I am now 17 or 18 weeks pregnant, depending on how you see it. It's like 17 plus 4 days, I think, but I'm in week 18. So I guess I'll give you an update of like the weeks from 13, because the last update was uploaded at week 12. So yeah, from 13 to up until now, like 18-ish. Yeah, I'm a little like just confused in my head, because I had planned this video and I like cleaned up behind me and stuff, and then I fell asleep for 2.5 hours. So I just woke up, realized I still need to film the video, and I'm kind of just a little confused. So if I seem confused, then you know why. And I have written some notes down on my phone so I don't ramble too much, and let's just start with symptoms. And oh, I haven't really written anything down like every week or every day or anything when it comes to symptoms, so this is all gonna be like gradual from week 13 to 18, because I don't remember exactly like which symptoms appeared when and stuff. But the first one that I wrote down is fatigue, and I wrote down not as bad as before, and even though that's true, obviously I fell asleep just a few hours ago, so fatigue is still there. I just don't notice it as much as I did before, when I was just tired all day. And I remember I told my coworkers that it felt like I could not get enough sleep for my body. It didn't matter how much I had just slept, I could still fall asleep at any second. And I don't really feel like that anymore, but I'm definitely tired, especially in the evenings, and I do need to make sure that I get enough sleep, or I just don't function as well, which I guess is the case always, but just worse now that I am pregnant. The second symptom is nausea, and it's mostly gone. I am so relieved, and the funny thing is these updates really help, because I was watching back the last update and I realized that the nausea really is almost gone, because I've been saying to Michael and stuff that it's better, but it's still there. And even though that's true, it's definitely like light years from what it was, because as I talked about in that video, it was just debilitating. I was so nauseous, I couldn't even think about food because it made me nauseous, and I don't feel that way anymore. And now that I do get it, it's mostly in the evenings, like when I lie down, not so much during the days, which is very good since I have to work full time and it's just hard when you feel nauseous all the time. So I'm very, very happy that that is hopefully like a completely closed chapter with all the nausea. I know people who have or who have had nausea throughout their entire pregnancies, and I don't understand how you do it. I don't understand how. I mean, obviously you have to, like with everything else, you just have to stand it, but yeah, I'm very happy that it's mostly gone. Food aversions then, and smell sensitivity, which is kind of connected to the nausea. I still have it, I just don't have it as strongly, just as the nausea and the fatigue. It's really like they say that the second trimester is the easiest trimester. And again, it really helps for me to watch back the update, because that's when I realize how much better it's gotten. And it really has, so yeah. Then I wrote down emotional. And this is something that I don't think that I mentioned in the last update, but I think it was already very prevalent then, and that is, yeah, the emotionalness. I cry very easily, and I have a very hard time, well, not a hard time, but I have to kind of push back my tears quite a few times every day. And I don't know, it's just, yeah, I'm emotional, and I think that's also something that's kind of been getting better maybe, but I think mostly it's just goes up and down. Some days are better than others. And I was watching also some pregnancy updates from when I was pregnant with Theo, and I was very emotional then too, and I had forgotten how bad it was. I was talking in one update about how I was just crying for an entire day, just crying and crying and crying, and I completely blacked that out, or blocked that out. Yeah, I had no memory of that, but apparently that happened when I was pregnant with Theo. So yeah, it's just part of the deal, and I think it kind of goes in waves. It gets better and then it gets worse and then it gets better again. So yeah, I don't really like, I don't feel like it affects me as much as the more physical symptoms. It's just draining emotionally. So I'm fine with it. My phone just said that an app crashed, and I wasn't even using that app, so I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, let's just keep going. Pelvic pain. Yay! Pelvic pain has started. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I started having some, I can't even explain it, like sharp, I guess a sharp pain right at the middle of my, well, not the middle of my back this way, but the middle of my back this way, right around my pelvis, so quite far down on my back. I'm kind of trying to push the point now to see where it is. And at first I was like, oh yeah, no, that's not pelvic pain, this is something else, because I was telling myself that it's too early to start getting those pains already. But apparently it's not too early. And I talked to my midwife last week, because I had my first appointment with her last week, and she said that yeah, it definitely can be pelvic pain. And the funny thing is, then I had to sit in the chair at her, like the gynecologist's chair kind of, because she was doing a test. And once I got out of that chair, that pain kind of just like came back right after I had talked to her about it, and it lasted for the entire day. So I don't know what it was about that position, but it was not a good position for my back apparently. And that's kind of how it's been. I don't have it all the time. It just some days, for some reason, just shows up. And it does worry me a bit that I'm feeling it already, because I'm like, if it's this now, how is it going to be in 20 weeks from now, or even 10 weeks from now, when the baby is much heavier and pushing much more on all the like pelvic bones and ligaments and everything? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I actually got some exercises from my midwife that they recommend to, I mean, it doesn't take away the pelvic pain, but maybe it can make it not progress as quickly, you know. So I'm gonna try and do those regularly. Now that I say it, I actually haven't done them once, so I'm gonna find that paper tomorrow and I'm gonna start doing those exercises, because I want to work, and if I get real bad pain, I won't be able to do the work that I do properly. So yeah, I really need to get on that. And then for the last symptom that I have written down, it's vivid dreams. I don't think they had started yet when I was doing the last update, and I can't remember exactly when they started, but I definitely started having more, basically remembering my dreams more often, because I don't remember my dreams very often, like normally. And it's been about anything and everything. Lots of them have been very strange. The other day I dreamed, or the other night, that I was the nanny of a couple of kids that I work with at the preschool where I work, but in the dream I was their nanny instead, and it was just very strange. And I've had one dream of the baby, like after it being born. I dreamed that we were baptizing the baby, and it was a girl, and it was gonna be called Eleanor, which is a name that we've even thought about. So that was kind of funny that for whatever reason popped up in my subconscious. And I haven't had any miscarriage dreams so far, at least, so that's good, because I know I had some when I was pregnant with Theo. Yeah, it's just been lots of random dreams that I can remember, and sometimes I try and write them down when I wake up. And also, on the whole dream and sleep thing, I don't really wake up at night to go pee, which I know is common even now, this early, I guess you could say, in the pregnancy. But I feel like I wake up more easily at night. I don't sleep as deeply, I think, and sometimes I have a hard time going back to sleep, so that's kind of annoying, but so far, at least I don't have to run to the bathroom multiple times a night, and I'm grateful for that, because that's annoying, and I remember how it is, and I'm happy for as long as I don't have to do that, because I know it's coming. And I'm sure I have other symptoms as well, but for now, these are the ones that I could think of. And then I also wrote down weight, which I, again, don't think I talked about last time. I started at a higher weight this time around than I did with my other pregnancies, which kind of concerns me-ish. It's not a lot of weight, but I put on some weight last year because everything was just not ideal, and I am an emotional eater, so I ate a lot, and I started off heavier than I have done before. And I told my midwife this last week when I was seeing her, and she said that, oh yeah, that happens, but just remember that means you can't, or you shouldn't, of course you can, but you shouldn't gain as much weight as you should kind of allow yourself when you start at like an ideal weight. So with my previous pregnancies, I've gotten the recommendation to gain around 15 kilos, which I think is about 30 pounds maybe. And this time she said 11 kilos, 22 pounds. It's not exact, but something like that. And I mean, I feel like you can't really, of course you can affect how much you gain, depending on how much you move and what you eat and stuff, but I am not very disciplined when it comes to these things, so we will see. But I actually never got to 15 kilos with either of the kids, and I think that's partly because they were born early, but still I didn't get to that like magic mark where you're not supposed to pass. And hopefully I don't gain more than 11 kilos this time around, but we'll see. I have gained, or at least last week when I saw my midwife, I gained about 2.5 kilos since I started my pregnancy, and that kind of worried me. And then I saw an update from Theo's pregnancy where I had gained 2.8 kilos throughout the first 12 weeks, I think, or if it was 13 weeks. And so I guess I'm doing pretty okay. Ouch. My foot just snapped. So yeah, I'm not gonna be like meticulously tracking my weight or anything like that, because I know that just doesn't make me feel any better. But I'm gonna weigh myself every now and then so that I can keep track of it, kind of. And I know it fluctuates too. Sometimes you lose weight one week and then you gain more, and I think as long as I'm just trying to eat as healthy as possible and then have some chips or some ice cream every now and then, I think I'm gonna be fine. I do get exercise at work, so I think that just daily exercise I do get in, but I would like to start doing like workouts too. We'll just see if I feel up for it. But at least I'm gonna do the what did I say, the exercises that the midwife gave me. So I guess that's a bit of exercise too. Okay, apparently I talked too long because my phone darkened. But yeah, I only really have one more thing written down, and that's the ultrasound, because I'm pretty sure I hadn't done the ultrasound when I filmed the last update. But now I have done an ultrasound. It's one of those diagnostics ultrasounds, so they don't really go through the entire body and show you a bunch of stuff. They just take a few measurements, they put that together in a program with results from a blood test, and I think the parent's age and a few other like variables, and they get a number on how, like an estimation of the risk that your baby has chromosome, oh, what's it called? Like Down syndrome, and things like that. And so we did that ultrasound, and I didn't actually get the what's it called, the number this time around, but she said that it was not within the range where you should be worried, or where you are allowed additional testing, so I guess that's good. And it was very reassuring to see the baby and see the heartbeat, and we got pictures but I forgot them downstairs, so I guess I'll show them in the next update. I'll try not to wait 6 weeks for the next update, but yeah, we got some pictures, and yeah, it was very, like I said, very reassuring when you've had multiple miscarriages to, at week 13 I think it was, just see that everything is going well so far. Oh, I had one more thing. It never ends. Actually, 2 more things that I forgot to write down. Quickening, the first few movements. I haven't felt anything yet. Every night when I lie down, I try to just kind of concentrate and see if I can feel something, because that's often when babies move a lot, like at night when you go to bed, and that's what's been the case with my other pregnancies. But so far, no luck. Hopefully I can start feeling the baby soon, because that's just, for me, that's the best part of pregnancy, other than like getting a baby at the end. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, or actually show, is that I got one of these pregnancy necklaces. I got one of these with Theo as well, but for whatever reason I just felt like I wanted a new one for this baby. And it has the wing. I guess it's supposed to be an angel's wing. Come on, there we go. But I am thinking of it as a raven wing, since our last name is Raven Wing, and this is the Raven's Nest YouTube channel. So yeah, is that all? I think so. I've been filming for 17 minutes, so yeah, that is all. That decides it. I just realized that I want to do a belly shot too, obviously, to see the growth of the belly. I just have no good space in here because this room is so cramped, but I'm gonna find a space. Okay, so this is kind of going to have to be at an angle because I don't really have any other space in this room. But this is the belly. Oh, the lighting is bad and the angle is bad. That's so depressing. Anyway, here's the belly. You can definitely tell that I'm pregnant now, I think, because like the belly is going up, or going out further than my boobs at least. But yeah, you obviously can't tell very well from this awful angle. Anyway, that's the belly. Please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of our bi-weekly family vlogs, and we will see you on Saturday, Sunday-ish. And thank you for watching today. Hey do!